Hey guys, it's me, the Tin Man. Might be a little windy. I'm doing a zoom in here. What I'm looking for is cut edges and stuff to see the evidence that I like to see. Because I suspect somebody kind of made this design there. And I'm suspecting that they did it somewhat on purpose. You guys gotta get into the trees, man. The beauty of their work is in the trees. A couple of pictures there. To start to recognize these beings that we know so many different names about. I think even the Greys that people think are aliens, because there's a certain amount of people that talk about the Greys in the Bigfoot community. And I think that they are going to be the Greys from the Bigfoot community. Whether they're really a Bigfoot, I don't know that. But they are, oh, beautiful. They are in the same community. There's no way that there's aliens running around and there's Bigfoots running around and they're not somehow in understanding of each other's. Or would be in understandings of them, not at all, seemingly, and they not be in understanding of each other. I don't believe it. So there would have to be where people think, yeah, they're in cohorts together and such. I don't believe that. I believe it's just the beings from the earth. And I think, however the UFO information has come to us, our minds and stuff, it might be just the carry on from the old kind of Egyptian pictures or whatever else we see going on in that, that aspects of things. So what we're looking for is we're looking for tiny cleanups of this, where it's been cleaned up nice and stuff. It's not just showing, sort of a natural beat upness to it. I first started in with this beauty here, this birch right here. And I came up and I was touching this skin. Feels beautiful. Feels like there's a little bit of powder on it. I peeled a piece of the loose bark like this off, and it actually exposes the orangeness, but on the same level. Very similar anyways. So it's almost the same amount of skin. Almost feeling like I am feeling a ridge here actually. So this one might be a little bit deeper. Maybe that's why we're getting the darker spots. I don't know. But they're very close to being the same level, and this is the piece I took out. You can see the pattern actually there. And yeah, I'm going to try to remember to look at that again tomorrow on my walk or something. Out here, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm setting my precedence in the area. When they're up in the mountains and stuff and they see this fellow who's looking at their work and wondering, how the hell can they keep a tree alive? Now look at this. When I said I was looking at this, just check this out. Way down here now. Look at the base. And I know people are going to go, that's all weed eater information, Tin Man. And it's BS weed eater information. Professional gardeners do not try to hurt the tree. Weed eaters are really set up pretty lately, like they don't, unless you're standing there beating the crap out of it. That's the only time the tree's getting hurt. But look at this, if we really got into that, like my zoom-ins and stuff, I mean, because look, you see the type of grass it is here? It's not like they're coming out and hoeing this down every week. Not in this country. So, between that and all this up in here, hear all that? And this tree is still alive and she's not going to die. Here we get to hear a little bit more life in there. Okay? Up here, everything's good. If you look at this, we can maybe even see, if we're willing to see a little bit of life in there, maybe I'll go down to a, okay. Yeah, I'll take off this one right down here. Yeah, look at that. She's rich with life. Total proper amount of life she's got going on there. Leave this right here for a little birdie. And yeah, the life cycle continues. It doesn't end. I want to point something out. One thing that I've really noticed hugely, I keep wanting to say it, I don't know if I've said it. So many trees, they end up turning into willow trees. Long, you know, the long weeping willows, not the willows that grow up and then they have the cotton kind of like fuzzies on those. Those kind of willows as a kid, I don't see many of them. Remember the ones that pop up and you would see a bunch of fuzzies on them. That type of a willow compared to where it seems like it's a tree in the real watery area and the willows are really hanging down all those strandy things, and then they get the long kind of strandy leaves. Well, I've seen those on a number of different bark species of trees. And I know a little bit of the history of the one that we really understand is, I believe, the willow tree. You need to have it near water. It likes to drink a lot. Blah, 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 blah. They'll get big and beautiful. See how these ones, can you tell that these ones have a secondary growth, or are they just what they are from now on? I think they are. Hello. Start looking into the bark and you start to realize, wow, I can see what he means. That's all just designed. When you get in real close and there's a piece of light where you can see if we can see anything in close. Let's try that one. Where am I there? I just want to make sure I'm going with my one with my, look at that, right up in there. See, they're sneaky, right? So you gotta look where they're picking. You see where I'm looking at that? I'm trying to get that little shine in there. Oh. See if you can see any evidence of they've been picking in there or picking in there, anything like that. Because what they like to do is they like to get down and boogie. They like to get down to the base of the wood, or to the outer limits of the wood, beyond the bark. That one looks like it might be a pretty good one of cleaned outness, eh? And then another way to look and understand it is, you look to see, well, why isn't there little pockets of grub on any of these trees? Are the birds that sufficient where they're cleaning out all the grub little pockets so they're not catching bugs, or what? Like, why aren't there? So in other words, say that somebody just, oh, that's just weathering down. Where am I? That's just weathering down and whatever. Well, all that is a newer look than this, right? Why is that not piled up right down in here or something? Like, why is it? And then at times you're going to see where you can tell that that's actually carving. Let's see how close we can get there for you. You get me, you hear me. She's so from Tin Man. Hope you're enjoying this level of a study, guys. Some real stuff. And like I was saying here, you gotta work into these guys. You don't want to be just walking in their yard. I'm walking in my yard on my time, and they've been over here in our yards on their time. And I'm trying to see if any little guys are hanging around hiding from us. They could be so hardy, they just can stay right in there. No dogs are gonna go near them, nothing. Wonder what they're like, really. Don't you wonder, guys? Don't you really wonder beyond what I'm showing you or what somebody else is showing you? Really wonder what they are? What they're really about? What they really are doing? What Patty was really doing in 1964 when she was caught on film? I have my story with that. I don't ever hear anybody else tell the story of why Patty got caught in that picture. But I've got a story why I believe.